Okay, we're going to read chapter 6 of Wonder. This is titled Paging Mr Tushman. I would have been more nervous about meeting Mr. Tushman if I'd known I was going to be meeting some kids from the new school. But I didn't know, so if anything, I was kind of giggly, and I couldn't stop thinking about all the jokes Dad made about Mr. Tushman's name. So when me and Mom arrived at Beecher Prep a few weeks before the start of school, I saw Mr. Tushman standing there, waiting for us at the entrance. I started giggling right away. He didn't look at all what I had pictured, though. I guess I thought he would just have a huge butt, but he didn't. In fact, he was a pretty normal guy, tall and thin, old, but not really old. He seemed nice. He shook Mom's hands first. "Hi, Mr. Tushman. It's so nice to meet you again," said Mom. "This is my son, August." Mr. Tushman looked right at me and smiled and nodded. He put out his hand for me to shake. "Hi, August," he said, totally normally. "It's a pleasure to meet you." "Hi," I mumbled, dropping my hand into his hand while looking down at his feet. He was wearing red Adidas. "So," he said, kneeling in front of me so I couldn't look at his sneakers but had to look at his face, "your mom and dad have told me a lot about you." "Like, what if they told you?" I said. "Sorry?" "Honey, you have to speak up," said Mom. "Like what?" I asked, trying not to mumble. I admit I have a bad habit of mumbling. "Well, that you like to read," said Mr. Tushman, "and that you're a great artist." He had blue eyes with white eyelashes. "And you're into science, right?" "Uh-huh," I said, nodding. "We have a couple great science electives at Beecher," he said. "Maybe you'll take one of them." "Uh-huh," I said. I had no idea what an elective was. "So are you ready to take a tour?" "You mean we're doing that now?" I said. "Did you think we were going to the movies?" he answered, smiling as he stood up. "You didn't tell me we were taking a tour," I said to Mom in an accusing voice. "Augie," she started to say. "It'll be fine, August," said Mr. Tushman, holding his hand out to me. "I promise." I think he wanted me to take his hand, but I took Mom's instead. He smiled and started walking towards the entrance. Mom gave my hand a little squeeze, though I don't know if it was an I love you squeeze or an I'm sorry squeeze. Probably a little both. The only school I'd ever been inside of before was Via's, when I went with Mom and Dad to watch Via sing in the spring concerts and stuff like that. This school was very different. It was smaller, and it smelled like a hospital.